morning everybody, welcome to Redeemer Kids Online. I am Abby.
And my name's Tom.
A very warm welcome if this is the very first time you've logged in and joined us. You're very welcome, and a big hello to everybody else who's been with us for nearly, I think it has been a whole year that we've been doing Redeemer Kids Online. So well done if you've tuned in to us every week, gold star for you. So everybody, this week we are carrying on our fantastic series all about miracles that Jesus did when he was here on earth. Now, Tom, what are the few that we've covered so far?
Well, the first week we heard all about Jesus' first miracle, where he was at a wedding. They ran out of wine!
Oh.
But no worries, Jesus turned water into wine, which is pretty neat.
Pretty cool.
I'm sure that was pretty handy on that occasion. Then we heard all about how there were 10 lepers and they were really poorly sick. But Jesus healed each and every one of them.
Amazing.
And they were fit and healthy again.
Incredible.
And then just the other week, we heard all about...
something about our bellies, Jesus feeding the 5,000.
That's right.
So how the disciples were with lots and lots of people and Jesus was with them and they ran out of food. Can you imagine running out of food in your house? Oh, there'd be anarchy. And Jesus provided enough food, and more than enough food for all of the people that were there. Isn't that incredible? So you'll be pleased to hear there's another story for you to hear about today. But before we dive into that, let's jump up and let's get moving for this week's Wiggle Time.
Okay, this is a Wiggle Time all about a man called Joe, and he works in a button factory. You have to follow along with the actions to see if you can work as hard as Joe does. It goes like this. Hi, my name is Joe, and I work in a button factory. One day, the boss said to me, he said, Joe, are you busy? I said, no. He said, push the button with your right hand, right hand, right hand, right hand. Hi, my name is Joe, and I work in a button factory. One day, the boss said to me, he said, Joe, are you busy? I said, no. He said, push the button with your left hand, left hand, left hand, left hand. Hi, my name is Joe, and I work in a button factory. One day, the boss said to me, he said, Joe, are you busy? I said, no. He said, push the button with your right foot, right foot, right foot, right foot. Hi, my name is Joe, and I work in a button factory. One day, the boss said to me, he said, Joe, are you busy? I said, no. He said, push the button with your left foot, left foot, left foot, left foot. Hi, my name is Joe, and I work in a button factory. One day, the boss said to me, he said, Joe, are you busy? I said, no. He said, push the button with your head, your head, your head, your head. Hi, my name is Joe, and I work in a button factory. One day, the boss said to me, he said, Joe, are you busy? I said, no. He said, push the button with your bum, your bum, your bum, your bum. Hi, my name is Joe, and I work in a button factory. One day, the boss said to me, he said, Joe, are you busy? I said, yes.
Well, I hope that got you suitably breathless and you feel like you might have done a Joe Wicks workout. I wonder if any of you have been tuning into Joe Wicks. Maybe not so much now you're back at school. You're probably doing lots of exercise when you're at school.
Indeed.
So, coming back to today's story. So today, Tom's going to be reading the story, and it's called Jesus Calms the Storm.
As Abby said, today's story is called Jesus Calms the Storm. And this has been taken from Matthew 8:23 to 27. I'm reading from the Beginner's Bible, so if you have that, you can follow along. We're on page 334. I'll begin. Jesus and his disciples got into a boat. They wanted to cross the sea. Jesus took a nap. The waves gently rocked the boat back and forth, back and forth. Suddenly, a great storm came up. The waves splashed over the boat. Winds whipped around the disciples. Oof! They woke Jesus up and shouted, "The boat's sinking! Don't you care?" Jesus asked, "Why are you so afraid? Don't you have any faith at all?" Then Jesus told the storm to stop. Right there and then, it was calm. The disciples were amazed. They said to each other, "Who is this man Jesus? Even the wind and the waves obey him." And that is the end of today's story.
So, you may remember from previous weeks when Tom and I have told you there are lots of different types of miracles. I wonder, can you tell us which one this week's story falls into? Get your thinking caps on? Well, today's story falls under the category where Jesus does something miraculous in nature. So, can you imagine getting into a boat? I wonder if any of you have been on a boat on Worthing seafront, or maybe on holiday maybe. And it's lovely and calm when you get into the boat and you start going out across the water, and suddenly you see a big dark cloud above you and the weather's changing. It's starting to get a little bit windy and you're feeling a little bit cold and you might need a jacket on. And then suddenly there's some pitter-patter on your skin of water and the rain starts coming. In this story, there was a big storm that happened. So the disciples were in the boat with Jesus and they'd gone out probably to go fishing, because that's what one of their jobs was. And suddenly a very big almighty storm happened. So there was probably wind and rain and maybe thunder. And imagine on a boat, it's not very steady. So they were probably tossing and turning. And you know what? They were probably really, really frightened because they were probably feeling a little bit out of control.
Very much so. The boat was sinking.
But you know what? They had forgotten something really important. They were with Jesus, and Jesus does miracles, and he was able to calm the storm so that everything was okay again. And they'd forgotten that, children. The disciples, some of Jesus's best friends, had forgotten that Jesus could be there to look after them. And that is the same for us today, when maybe we're in a situation, possibly for you at school or at home, where things feel a little bit frightening and scary and you're not really sure what's going to happen. We can ask God to come and be with us. Now, it's a little bit different for us because we don't have Jesus here. He's not here to call on. But what do we do when we want to speak to a friend? We pick up our phones and speak to them on the phone. So what we can do as Christians is that we can pray and ask God to come and be with us and look after us and comfort us. So that is what I would ask you to do. If you're in a situation where you feel worried or scared, have faith that God is with you and you can say a prayer to him and ask him to come and be with you. Isn't that good?
Amen.
So we're going to have a lovely worship song now, and then we're going to see if we can remember the memory verse. But we may have a little handy tip for you on that. But let's jump up and let's sing at the top of our voices, and maybe grab an instrument if you've got one, and let's worship our God.
In my wrestling and in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. In the silence you won't let go. In the questions your truth will hold. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. My lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. My lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore. Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. Hey! My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. My lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore.
Wow, we hope you enjoyed that worship time, boys and girls. It is fantastic to sing praise to God. Now, boys and girls, Abby mentioned a memory verse, and we've heard this memory verse a few times now, and I wonder if you can remember it. But to help us remember it for future weeks, we have got some snazzy actions, and we're going to explain those actions to you now, bit by bit, as we work through the memory verse. So, the memory verse was from Psalms 77, verse 14, and it went something like this.
You are the God who did miracles. You showed your people your power.
Now, that's the memory verse. These are the actions. So I'm going to say the part, and Abby will show you the action, and then we can do it all together. How does that sound?
Are you all ready?
This is it. So, you are the God who did miracles. You showed people your power. Look at that. So, should we do it one more time? You are the God who did miracles. You showed people your power. Wow.
Well done.
We hope that those actions help you remember the memory verse. So, boys and girls, before we finish today, as per always, there is a craft which you can access through the link under this YouTube video, or alternatively, you can visit the Redeemer website where you'll find it as a place where you can download, print it off, and enjoy accordingly. Well, boys and girls, until next time, we hope you have a brilliant week. Enjoy the sunshine, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.